Hello, yogis. I hope that this recording finds you well. I'm trying something a little bit different today. I have the camera going vertically versus horizontally because it's easier to get the standing poses in the frame when you have it vertically. So all of that to say that today we have a 30-minute power yoga practice. So a little more active, but still all levels. So if you need to take a rest at any point, please feel free to do so. This is your 30 minutes, it's your practice. So whatever your body is feeling today, just meet yourself where you are. So you really only need one block today because we will be going into half moon pose. Although if you wanted 2 blocks to support your knees when we take a reclined bound ankle pose, Supta Baddha Konasana, you can grab 2 blocks, 2 books, whatever you have on hand. So I did create a playlist for this class, so if you would like to check that out, it should be linked, posted on the JCC's Facebook page. Alternatively, you can also just search for my name in Spotify, Katie Hodgdon, and the playlist should be there. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started in a Supta Baddha Konasana. So finding your backs. You're going to bring the soles of the feet to touch and just let those knees splay open. So with the blocks, you can use them to support the knees if you'd like. Since you're at the beginning of your practice, you want a more gentle hip opener, typically. And you could bring, or the closer the heels are to your body, the more intense of a hip opening it's going to be. If this isn't comfortable for you, you can extend your legs long, maybe bend the knees, knock them in together, get an internal hip rotation happening, so whatever feels good. And once you're there, just settling in on your breath on the mat. You can place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, feeling the rise and fall of your breath. Let's take a nice inhale in through the nose, feel the belly rise and expand. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Do that 2 more times, inhaling in through the nose, sighing it out. So you can stay with that breath, just inhaling, exhaling through the nose, maintaining that Ujjayi ocean sounding breath. It's always a helpful breath to power you through some of the poses that we're going to find when it gets a little intense, or if you ever feel any stress or negative or even positive emotion. Your breath is always there to guide you. So before we start to physically move, you just do a body scan starting from the crown of your head down to your feet. Notice if you're holding on to any tension anywhere. So maybe you want to soften your jaw, relax the shoulders away from your ears, let them melt into the mat. Hips relaxing as the knees get a little heavier. One more nice breath here in the Supta Baddha Konasana. Beautiful. So from here, you can get those blocks out of the way. We're going to take a bridge flow. So for bridge pose, you want to bend your knees, plant the feet. And you want the weight to be in the soles of your feet, so you can wiggle the toes if you need to. So then from here, as you inhale, the hips are coming up towards the ceiling, chin is tucked as the arms extend overhead. Exhale, releasing it all down to the mat. Inhale, rising, envision those thighs bending towards one another, giving you that internal rotation of the hips. Exhale, releasing down. 2 more times with your breath. And that next inhale up, you're going to pause in that bridge hold. You're going to root the weight down in that right foot. And if you'd like, you can just start to extend that left leg up towards the ceiling. Foot is flexed. One more breath here. Then you're going to bend that left knee. Exhale, bring it all down to the mat. Rock the knees side to side here, in between sides. Making your way back to center. You're going to inhale, arms extend up towards the ceiling behind you, shifting the weight into that left foot. Now if you want to go a little further, extend that right leg up towards the ceiling. You're kicking that ceiling with that right foot. One more breath. And exhale, releasing everything down to the mat. Bring those knees side to side. So from here, you're going to place the hands underside of the thighs, rock gently up and down the spine. We're going to make our way up to a tabletop. So if this isn't comfortable for you, just making your way right to that tabletop position. So shoulders stack over the wrists, hips stack over the knees, flowing with your breath. You're going to inhale, lower the belly, gazing forward for that cow pose. As you exhale, push that mat away, round out through the spine, tailbone is tucked for that cat pose. So, flowing with your breath, going as slow or as fast as you need to in this cat-cow flow, undulating the spine. Maybe you want to rock the hips side to side, find some circles. So then making your way back to that neutral tabletop. And then from here, you're going to kickstand that left shin so that it's parallel with the short edge of your mat. That right foot steps back. Right arm sweeps up towards the ceiling. Side gate pose. You want to maybe clench that fist, find some circles. So that right shoulder is stacking on top of left. On that next inhale, just sweep that right arm overhead towards the opposite side of the room. So you have that nice long line of energy from those right fingertips to those right toes. So from here, you're going to sweep up, so you're getting light on those left fingertips. That right arm sweeps up and back, down that right leg as that left arm extends overhead towards the opposite side of the room. So now you're getting that opening through that left side. One more breath. Landing that left hand down back to that side gate. Take one breath here. Then you're going to sweep that right arm back up overhead. We're going to engage that right side body here, those obliques. So you're going to inhale length in those fingertips, right fingertips, that is, right toes. Exhale, bend that right elbow, bend that right knee in towards one another. You can lower those right toes if you'd like, or keep them extended. Exhale, bring it in. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it all in. 1 more time. Inhale, lengthen and reach. Exhale, bring it all in. Lengthen as you inhale. On that exhale, back to that tabletop. Cat-cow here in between sides. So from here, we're going to kickstand that right shin. I'm going to just change the way I'm facing so I'm not talking to the wall. So you're kickstanding that right shin so that it's parallel with the short edge of the mat. Left foot steps back. As you inhale, left arm reaches up, side gate. So maybe make a fist. You want to find some wrist circles here to start. The left shoulder is stacked on top of the right. So that next inhale, you're going to sweep that left arm along the room facing the opposite side. So that nice long line of energy. Feel that opening through your left side, your ribs, lungs expanding. And that next breath, inhale, get light on those right fingertips as you rise up. Left hand down that left leg. Right arm sweeps over towards the other side of the room. Feel that opening through the right side. One more breath here. Excellent. Back to that side gate. Find that length in that left arm. We're going to pause here for one breath before we start to work that left side body, that left oblique. So you're going to inhale, lengthen. Exhale, that left elbow bends towards that left knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. 2 more times. Inhale, get nice and long. Exhale, bring it all in. Last time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, lengthen, come back to that tabletop position. Find that cat-cow here. And then from here, just glancing down, making sure you have weight distributed in all 10 fingers. You're going to push those hips up and back. Downward facing dog. So you can shake your head yes, shake your head no. Bending the knees as much as you need to start. Pushing that mat away, shoulders away from the ears, tailbone towards that back ceiling. Gazing between the feet, maybe towards the navel. You're going to inhale up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, lower those heels down a little bit more. Inhale, rising. Exhale, lowering down. And just take a nice inhale in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, side out. Excellent. From here, shifting forward, plank pose. We are here for 5 breaths. You always have the option to lower down to those knees. So nice long spine here. Gazing forward, legs engaged, tailbone is tucked, shoulders stacked over the wrist. We have 2 more breaths. One more nice breath. And then from here, lower down to those knees. You're going to exhale, lower down, elbows graze the ribs. Baby chaturanga. Inhaling into that cobra pose. So hands planted underneath the shoulders. Chin is tucked as you inhale, tops of the feet push into the mat. Exhale, lowering down. Do that 2 more times on your breath. On this last round, light on those fingertips, using that back strength. Excellent. From here, going back through that plank pose to that downward facing dog. Gazing forward, walk your feet to meet your hands in the middle of the mat. Ragdoll pose. So knees mat's distance, or your hips are mat's distance apart. Then you bend your knees, your hips, your feet are mat's distance apart. Bending the knees as much as you need to relax the belly on the thighs. Then just let that head hang heavy. Shake your head yes or no. Let the fingertips dangle. Maybe find that bind behind your neck this time. If you typically don't, try something new. Shift the weight from the balls of your feet to your heels. 2 more breaths here. I'm releasing any bind that you have. You're going to slowly roll up. Head and neck heavy. The last to rise. Making your way up to that mountain pose, Tadasana. So, big toes to touch or feet hips distance apart. Not going to cue too much for this mountain pose. Just lifting up from the arches, the front of your energetic body lifting you up as the back of your energetic body is rooting you down. And take 2 breaths here if you want to set an intention for your practice. Intention for your week. Be thinking about where your attention goes, your energy flows. So whatever you choose to focus on, that's where your energy is going to go. So let's choose to focus on something that will be beneficial to you. Letting go of something that is not serving you. So moving on to our sun salutations. As you inhale, you're going to reach up, look up, upward salute. As you exhale, find that forward fold, hinging from your hips. Uttanasana. Halfway lift as you inhale. So find that nice long spine and gazing on the horizon. Folding as you exhale. Planting your hands, stepping back to plank pose. Just 1 breath here. Lowering down to the knees. As you exhale for this vinyasa baby chaturanga, nice, slow, controlled. Elbows graze the ribs as you lower down. Inhaling into that cobra pose. As you exhale, hips come up and back. Downward facing dog. So gazing forward, step walker, float up to the top of your mat. If you do float, land as lightly as you can. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding. Then as you inhale, root to rise, reverse swan dive up towards the ceiling. Hips come forward, thumbs cross, little back bend at the top. As you exhale, find that forward fold, hinging from your hips. Halfway lift as you inhale, folding as you exhale. Planting your hands, stepping back to plank pose. 1 breath here. So you can either stick with that knees down vinyasa if you want that full chaturanga, shift forward to set up that alignment. Lower those elbows down to that 90-degree angle as you look forward. Inhale that heart up and through, upward facing dog. Hips come up and back, downward facing dog. Let's take a nice inhale in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. So from here, as you inhale, bring those big toes to touch, and that right leg's going to extend up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, right knee to your nose. Plant that right foot between your hands. Root that left foot down at a 45-degree angle. From here, hands to hips. So starting with this warrior 1. With our hands on our hips, because we want to actively bring that right hip back, left hip forward. From there, inhale, arms extend up, warrior 1. So relaxing that jaw, finding that smile. Are your shoulders relaxed away from the ears? Is that right knee tracking towards that right pinky toe? We don't want it going inward. From here, right arm forward, left arm back, left foot parallel, short edge of the mat, warrior 2. Gazing over that right middle finger. You have that right hand pulling you forward, left arm pulling you back. Take 1 more breath here. You're going to cartwheel those hands down. Right foot steps back to meet the left. Downward facing dog. Taking your vinyasa here in between sides. Maybe you want to take a resting pose. Yogi's choice. We'll all meet back in that downward facing dog. Nice inhale in through the nose. Open mouth, side out. Big toes to touch. As you inhale, that left leg extends up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, left knee to the nose. Plant that left foot between your hands. Root that right foot down at a 45-degree angle. Hands to the hips. Warrior One foundation. I'm noticing that my stance is a little wide. Maybe you want to step that right foot in a little bit. This time bringing that left hip back, right hip forward, tailbone is tucked. From here, arms extend up towards the ceiling, Warrior One. So in this Warrior One, you want to make sure you're not arching through the back. So your head's over your heart, over your pelvis. Again, checking in that foundation is that left knee tracking to that left pinky toe. From here, that left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back, right foot parallel short edge of the mat. Warrior Two, gazing forward over that left middle finger. So staying with that breath, that ocean sounding breath, powering you through this practice. Sink 1 inch lower. One more breath. Excellent. Cartwheel those hands down. Left foot steps back to the right. Downward facing dog. Taking that vinyasa flow before we build upon that base flow. So we'll all meet back in that downward facing dog. Take a nice inhale in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, side out. One more time, inhale in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, side out. Beautiful. So from here, big toes to touch. As you inhale, that right leg sweeps up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, right knee to the nose, shoulder stack over the wrists. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, rising. Exhale, find that twist to that left elbow. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, right knee to the nose. Plant that right foot down. Root that left foot down. You're going to set up for that Warrior One. Just flipping sides here. So Warrior One. We're going to build upon that flow. So one more breath. Coming to that Warrior Two, right hand forward, left arm back. Sink 1 inch deeper. Excellent. So from here, you're going to bring your hands to your hips. And you're going to keep the right foot as it is. And you're going to turn that left heel in towards you. So we're setting ourselves up for goddess or horse pose, however you would like to refer to it. So you might need to bring that right foot in a little bit, but the heels are coming towards one another as the toes extend out. So you're sinking down into that horse pose. You can bring your hands to heart center. So head stacked over the heart, over the pelvis. Take one more breath. Then you're going to inhale, straighten through the legs. Arms extend up towards the ceiling. Exhale, sinking down. Horse pose. Inhale, rising. Exhale, sinking. One more time, inhale, rising up. Exhale, sinking down, horse pose. Stay here for a breath. Hands back to the hips. Straighten through both legs. You're going to bring that left foot back so it's parallel short edge of the mat. From here, arms extend out, hinging forward, triangle pose. So right fingertips lower, to the block or a mat as the left ones extend up towards the ceiling. Again, envision, again, did this last week. So those left fingertips have a string attached to them, being pulled up forward towards the ceiling. Take 2 more breaths in this triangle pose. So from here, I'm going to come to a half moon. So if you don't have your block, you might want to grab that, place it either right beside that right foot or right in front. You're going to bring that left hand to the left hip and just step that left foot in just a bit. So from here, you're coming to tented fingertips on that block, right in front of the foot or in front of the right foot or on the mat. You're going to gaze forward, left hand still on that left hip, shifting forward. So all of that weight is in that right standing leg. Left foot rises and is flexed. So for this balancing posture, it helps to gaze at something that's not moving. If you feel stable here, you can start to extend that left arm up towards the ceiling. Maybe gazing up towards that left thumb. Take 1 more breath. You're gonna land that left foot down, plant both hands down. For our hip opener today, you're gonna land that left knee down, walk those right toes off the mat, right heel stays on the mat, lizard pose. We're gonna have 4 breaths. You can either come down to those forearms. If you wanna take twist here, you can plant that left hand down, right hand pushes gently that right thigh away. So 3 more breaths wherever you are. Finding that smile. Take 1 more breath here in this lizard pose. From here, walking your hands back up towards you, you're going to come to the ball of that left foot. Right foot steps back. Downward facing dog. Take your vinyasa flow here in between sides. If you want a little more spice, you're shifting out to that plank pose. Lower down, chaturanga, back up to plank. Then take that chaturanga all the way through. So meeting back in that downward facing dog. Just gonna rotate here. So you're in that downward dog. Gonna move on to that left side. So big toes to touch as you inhale. That left leg extends up towards the ceiling. Exhale, left knee to the nose, shoulders stack over the wrists. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, rising. Exhale, find that twist to the right elbow. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, left knee to the nose. Plant that left foot between your hands. You're gonna root that right foot down at that 45-degree angle. Extend the arms up. Warrior 1. So we've been here before. Staying with that breath. Can you wiggle those front toes? Finding your way to warrior 2. The left hand forward, right hand back. Can you sink a little lower? You staying with that breath. One more breath in this warrior 2. Hands come to your hips. Left foot stays as it is. That right heel is coming in towards you, so you might need to shorten that stance for your goddess pose. We'll call it goddess pose on this side. So, heels in, toes are out, head stacked over the heart, over the pelvis, sink down into those hips. You should feel this. Hands to heart center. One more breath here. Then we're gonna flow. So inhale, extend everything up, straighten through the legs. Exhale, sinking down, goddess pose. Inhale, rising. Exhale, sinking. One more time. So inhale, find that length in the body. Exhale, sinking down, goddess pose. One more breath. Sink a little lower. Straighten through both legs. You can bring your hands to the hips. That right foot's going to be parallel short edge of the mat. Left toes forward. So setting ourselves up here for that triangle pose. Left side, arms extend out, hinging forward. Triangle pose, right shoulder stacks on top of left. Gazing up towards that right thumb. You're light on those left fingertips. We'll take 2 more breaths. You're gonna bring that right hand to that right hip. Grab that block if you need it for that half moon pose. Going to come to tented fingertips, left side, in front of that left foot. Shifting that weight forward into that left standing leg. That right leg rises, right foot is flexed. If you feel stable here, you can extend that right arm up towards the ceiling, shoulders stacked. Gazing up towards that right thumb. 2 more breaths here in this half moon pose. You're going to plant both hands down. Land that right foot down, lower that right knee. So lizard pose, left side. You're going to want to bring that left foot forward a little bit. Left toes off the mat, left heel on. You can either come down to the forearms to a block or plant that right hand down. Left hand gives that left thigh some encouragement, we'll call it. But 3 more breaths, whichever variation you choose. Starting to walk those hands back toward you. You're going to come to the ball of that right foot. Left foot steps back, downward facing dog, taking your final vinyasa flow of this practice. Go ahead, take that double chaturanga if you would like. Getting back in that downward facing dog. Gonna lower down to the knees. Find that easy seat. So just coming to a gentle twist to close off the practice. So just inhale, arms sweep up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, turn towards your right side. Left fingertips find that right thigh. Right fingertips behind you. So inhaling, length into the spine. Rooting that tailbone down. Exhale, gazing over that right shoulder. 1 more breath. Inhale, arms extend up through center. Exhale, twisting towards that left side. Tented left fingertips behind you. That right hand can find that left thigh. So inhale, root that tailbone down. Nice long spine. As you exhale, gazing over that left shoulder. 1 more breath. So inhale back to center. And bring your hands to heart center. Place your thumb along your sternum. You can tuck your chin towards your chest. Thanking yourself for taking the time out of your day to focus on your breath, to focus on your wellness. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to practice with me and the JCC. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the week and that you are well and that you stay well. Namaste. And hope to see you real soon.